ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पता नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्यः च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll read 42nd. गुहां प्रविष्टावात्मानौ हि तत्तर्शनात् विशेषणाच्च अंतर उपपत्तेः स्थानादि व्यपदेशाच्च सुख विशिष्टाभिधानादेव च श्रुतोपनिषत्कगत्यभिधानाच्च अनवस्थितेरसंभवाच्च नेतरः। अंतर्याम्यति दैवादिषु तद्धर्म व्यपदेशात् न च स्मार्तम तद्धर्माभिलापात् शारीरश्चोभयेऽपि हि भेदेन हीनम् अधीयते। अदृश्यत्वादि गुणको धर्मोक्तेः विशेषण भेद व्यपदेशाभ्यां च नेतरो रूपोपन्यासाच्च वैश्वानरः साधारण शब्द विशेषात् वैश्वानरः साधारण शब्द विशेषात्। Please read page 232. को न आत्मा किं ब्रह्म इति आत्मानम् एव इमं वैश्वानरः नरम् आत्मानम् एव इमं वैश्वानरम् सम्प्रत्येषि तमेव नो ब्रूहि इति चोपक्रम्य द्युसूर्यवायव्याकाशवारि पृथ्वीनाम् सुतेजस्त्वादि गुणयोगम् एकैकोपासना गुणयोगम् एकोपासन निन्दया च वैश्वानरं प्रत्येषाम् मूर्धादि भावम् उपदिश्याम्नायते। यस्तु एतम् एवं प्रादेशमात्रम् अभिविमानम् आत्मानं वैश्वानरम् उपास्ते स सर्वेषु लोकेषु सर्वेषु भूतेषु सर्वेषु आत्मसु अन्नम् अस्ति तस्य ह वा एतस्यात्मनः वैश्वानरस्य मूर्धा एव सुतेजाः चक्षुर्विश्वरूपः प्राणः पृथग्वर्त्मात्मा संदेहो बहुलः बस्तिरेव रयिः पृथिव्येव पादौ उर एव वेदिः लोमानि बहिर्हृदयम् गार्हपत्यः मनः अन्वाहार्यपचनाहास्यम् आह्वनीयम् इत्यादि। तत्र संशयः किं वैश्वानर शब्देन जाठरो अग्निरुपदिश्यते उत भूताग्निः अथ तदभिमानी देवता अथवा शारीर आहोषित परमेश्वर इति किं पुनरत्र संशय कारणम् वैश्वानर इति जाठर भूताग्नि देवतानां साधारण शब्द प्रयोगात् आत्मेति च शारीर परमेश्वरयोः तत्र कस्य उपादानं न्याय्यं कस्य वा हानमिति भवति संशयः किं तावत् प्राप्तं जाठरोऽग्निरिति कुतः तत्र हि विशेषेण क्वचित् प्रयोगो दृश्यते अयमग्निर्वैश्वानरः योऽयमन्तः पुरुषे येनेदमन्नं पच्यते तदिदम् अद्यते इत्यादौ अग्निमात्रं वा स्यात् सामान्येनापि प्रयोगदर्शनात् विश्वस्मा अग्निं भुवनाय देवा वैश्वानरं केतुमन्यान्नम् अकृण्वन् केतुमन्यान्नम् अकृण्वन् Why na is there? What is the problem? Ketumanna Ketumannam Ketumannam Akrinvan. Repeat. Ityado Agni Sharirava Devata Syat तस्यामपि प्रयोगदर्शनात् वैश्वानरस्य सुमतौ स्याम् राजा हि कं भुवनानाम् अभिश्रीः इति एवमाद्याः श्रुतेः देवतायाम् ऐश्वर्यादि उपेतायां संभवात्. We'll see more later on. We are entering into the 7th adhikaran of the second pada, and this adhikaran is known as Vaishwanara Adhikaran, and it has the longest number of sutras, called 9 sutras. It has from 24th sutra to 32nd sutra, and this will complete second path. Only good news is this. And 55th sutra is this. What is the Vishayavakyam of this? So Vishayavakyam of this particular is Chandogya Upanishad, 5th chapter, 18th section, 2nd mantra. So 5.18.2. 5.18.2. This is the mantra which will be discussed and clarified. What is the mantra? We all will see later on. But before that, what is the background of this mantra? Let us see the little background. It will help you to get into the sutra more in detail. I'll show you the sutra. Hold on, no need. So this adhikaran is talking about Chandogya. Now Chandogya is coming very frequently. In this 5th chapter of Chandogya Upasana, Chandogya Upanishad, there is one Upasana, and that Upasana is called Vaishvanara Upasana. The name of that Upasana is called Vaishvanara Upasana or Vaishvanara Vidya. So Vidya word is also used for Upasana. You know that. Sambhutim in Ishavasya also. Vidyam cha yastad vedo bhayagam saha. Here Vidya word is used for Upasana. And this is also called Vishwarup Upasana. Also called Virado Upasana. How many names are there? So Vaishvanara Upasana, then Vaishvanara Vidya, then Vishwarup Upasana, which we saw in 11th chapter, and also this is called Virado Upasana, is mentioned in this particular mantra. Actually, this is the seed mantra for 11th chapter. 11th chapter, who's talking? You're talking. Or so this 11th chapter, seed is in this particular mantra. And this Upasana, this starts from 11th section of 5th chapter. That means Chandogya Upanishad 5.11 and goes up to 24th section. So long. So it goes from 5.11 to 5.24. This particular Upasana, Vishwarupa Upasana, etc. Okay, this is the background. So what happens in this section? There are 5 students. These 5 students, they think of having a get-together. And when they thought of having a get-together to discuss Ishwar, get-together not for fun, get-together to discuss Ishwar. So Prachin, Shala, 5 names are given. So when they were discussing Ishwar, so they thought among themselves, what is this Ishwar? Is it Atma? Is it Brahman? Or Brahman is Ishwar? What is the matter? And ultimately, they got a little confused, as happens in group discussion. And they all thought, let us approach any knowledgeable person. So they went to one knowledgeable Rishi. His name was Uddalak Rishi. So Uddalak says, welcome, welcome. All 5 of you have come. What is the problem? So they said, that I don't know about this. What is Atma? What is Brahman? Brahman means which Brahman? Sagud or Nirgud? Sagud Brahman. I don't know about Ishwar, about Brahman. And therefore we have come to get knowledge from you. So, yes, Uddalak was very humble Rishi. And he never lied. I told you, no, who lies? Who has to show something false and hide something true. When you want to hide something true and show something false because of gaining some bigger identity and hiding some cheaper identity in me, then a person lies. I want to make you show what I am not, and I want to hide really what I am. Because I want acceptance from you. If I show my cheapness, you will drop me. So I show something which I am not there, so I am accepted. If you see me as I am. This is a hypocrisy because it keeps you away from truth. You are holding to false. How will you know the self in which we have to drop all the halls of the world? This Uddalak was very honest and truthful. He said, good you have come to me, but I am not much different from you. He said, I am not different because I also am not having the clarity about this question what you have asked. So now there were 6 people who were not me now. So they asked, why is there somebody else whom we all can approach and ask this question? So he suggested, who? Uddalak Rishi, that there is one Kaikeyi Raja. His name is Ashwapati. And who has the knowledge of the Atma and Brahman? I think let us go to him and ask this question. See how much they were putting effort to know the knowledge. Is it okay? At least I will know what is Sagun Brahman. If you don't know properly Ishwar, what Upasana you will do? Even if you do, that bhav won't come. Where satsang helps, it makes, whether it is Sagun Brahma or Nirgun Brahma, both need satsang. Supposing you do jap and puja and never do satsang, you will never know glory of that Ishwar. So bhav won't come. Where satsang helps, it is living with somebody but you don't know his greatness. You are taking Ram Naam but don't know the greatness of Ram. You all had heard Lakshmanji, but after hearing for 4 days, his glory must be more in your mind. Next time when you will take the name, you will have much more joy. So if you know Ram, greatness of Ram, then when you take Ram Naam, you will have depth in your sadhana. So knowledge adds depth in your jap, depth in your puja. More, it makes you more devoted and focused. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. By mere practice, better is to have practice along with knowledge. Like, somebody called Gurudev. Committee people said that we have to call Gurudev for Bhiksha, the great saint. So they approached some rich person who has been a bigger donor for the Gyan Yajna. He had donated quite a lump sum amount. But he was not a mission person. He never came in any satsang. But because he gave a handsome amount, so to honor him, they say, okay, Gurudev will come in your house for Bhiksha. So Gurudev went. This is what we all used to see. But this person never heard Gurudev, never read him, never knew anything about him. He was offering, he was honoring. He gave Bhiksha. He said, how much dakshina to give? They said, this much dakshina you have to give. This is the process. This is garland. This is purnkum. This is with him. 20 people will come. Bring the seat here, this, that. They arranged. They're the jeweler of the city, and they arranged. And Gurudev, they had general conversation. They went. But what was lacking? That bhav which a person who had been associated with Gurudev and heard him and knew his glory, this person didn't have that joy and bhav. Got my point. He did everything. Everything right he did. Perfectly he arranged flower, perfectly he arranged the drawing room, perfectly the food was perfect. Dakshina also he gave, honor also. But that joy was not there because Mahima was not known. But the one devotee is there, if he has lived with him or seen him talking or really knew him. So when he will see, he will have lot of joy and lot of depth and lot of devotion. Got my point? Not that they were not knowing Ishwar. If everybody knows God is the ruler and he is this much, everybody, a child also knows. Child also knows there is one God who rules everybody. But no, I don't have a greatness description of that God. Can you tell more about that Saguna Brahman? When you know your God, and then when you do jap, you puja, you are more focused and you will have more bhava, you will have more intensity, you will have more tapasya. And therefore satsang is must, whether for Saguna Brahma Upasana or Nirguna Brahma Upasana. You will never be able to get into the depth of your heart. I understood now. If you are Ram Bhakt, Ramayana Satsang, if you have not done, you will never have emotions for God. I am getting calls. People said, we didn't know about Lakshmanji's greatness so much. We heard from childhood that he is there, he is obedient, he is serving, but so many facets are in his personality that we don't know. So now when I chant Ram, Lakshman, then Lakshman is another bhav comes, reverence comes, devotion comes, surrender comes towards Lakshman. So therefore these 6 people, 5 students plus Uddalak Rishi, now are going to the King Ashwapati. Okay, so never look down upon satsang or never think satsang is redundant or it is too much. And saints are there who don't do satsang. Either they are jnani saints who don't do satsang or who have become jnani because of satsang. Not that they dropped from the air. Priti jnanatma mukti. And if a saint is not jnani, not knowing the self, and is not doing satsang, he is not doing his dharma. Dispassion will not take you anywhere. You have to have knowledge. Dispassion is cleaning the vessel. In that the knowledge has to be filled. Of God. Saguna Brahma also. Don't make wrong standards in your life. Okay. Somebody didn't like jap. And he picked a particular example. Well, Ramana Maharshi did not do jap. I said, how do you know? We never saw mala. I said, you become a Ramanuja, don't do so. You can't meditate for 5 minutes. He could meditate for 18 hours. So much so that ant also entered into his mouth, he didn't know. When he was 16-year-old, he was 69. So what our notion is there, we try to pick it and try to fit in somewhere. Somebody was, Brahmachari was very fond of cooking, which I don't like, you should do. Is invest your energy in studies, in your sadhana, not for cooking food. If you have to cook food, go home and cook there, or marry and cook. Why for we have two cooks? If you want some specific food, please tell to them. They'll cook for you. As if you have no sadhana, you are cooking food. Unnecessarily we are paying you join the cook, we'll save money. You can take out one person there. Now that Brahmachari, morning got up, went to the kitchen, preparing breakfast. Cooks are there. Then it was said, no, don't cook. He said, no, that saint used to cook food. Lo. They pick up certain person what suits their tendencies and they divert from their main dharma. Now the Uddalak Rishi was there. He also was doing his upasana. Because why he will be Rishi if he is not doing upasana? These 5 students also wanted to know about Ishwar. Why will they go to Rishi? Ashupati. The 5 students were also doing puja. But they didn't know that whose puja I do, who is he? What is his value? What is his greatness? Got the point? Where it is important. Supposing you do seva. Very good. But you have to know what is meaning of seva to really go into seva. You will do better seva after knowing the meaning of seva. There is where light is required. So King Ashwapati, they went there. So king said, welcome. So all 6 were Brahmins and the king was Kshatriya. At that time, this Brahman, Kshatriya, Brahman were highly respected. Because Brahman were doing lot of jap, lot of puja, so they had Shakti in them. At that time, not now. Now they don't do anything. The caste mixture has come up now. Admixture of castes have come. So there is more abhiman of higher jati than doing something. There was a time when abhiman was not there. There you used to live an austere life. Austerity was in every aspect. He said, king said, I'll give you a lot of dakshina. You have come for dakshina. And I'll give you... I will give you dakshina, don't worry. Please sit. Please get so much of gold coins for them. Because Brahmins, sometimes they were only working 2 things. Either they were teaching, either they were doing some rituals, or they were studying. So sometimes there was nobody to call them for ritual. And there was nobody to take lessons also. So it so happened that somebody is in trouble. So Brahman has the right to ask for dakshina, bhiksha. Not any other caste. Others cannot ask for dakshina. So, he said, no, sorry, don't, please listen to me. We don't want dravya dakshina, we want vidya dakshina. I don't want dravya dakshina. All this is there. I'm just summarizing the whole thing so that I can come to the topic. This is more interesting to the main topic, by the way. So the word dakshina Vraten apnoti diksha. The shlok comes very. Vraten apnoti diksha. Dikshaya apnoti dakshina. Dakshinya श्रद्धाम आपनोति श्रद्धया satyam ashnute. One shlok comes, it says Vratin, when one who has right vows in his life, vows you understand, no? Through which you conquer your lower nature. Through which you conquer your lower nature and hold on to some and develop and cultivate some higher nature, which is absence of lust, absence of anger, absence of ahankar, excess of sensual pleasures. That is called Vrat, where you go through a mental, physical, intellectual pain of not doing something which you like. And you do something which you don't like. So that is called Vratam. Diksha. So by this Vrat, you become qualified person. You increase your patrata in your life. Patrata means he can receive something bigger because his mind is now free from lower areas. From that diksha apnoti dakshina. Dakshina means after receiving he becomes expert. So dakshina means some expertise you have got. And dakshinya apnoti shraddha. Through that you get faith. When you are expert in something bigger comes in your heart. You feel there is some bigger thing. Your faith increases after knowing something. After satsang, your faith will increase. And from that faith, you will know the self. So they said by Ashwapati ji, who? All six. He said, we want knowledge from you. We don't want money from you. We don't want golden coins from you. Earlier money was in the barter system. More it was like the land or elephant or cows, horses. You know or no? So they say, okay, I'll give you 5 cows. I'll give you land. You can cultivate. Land I am giving or whatever you want. But I have nothing to eat right now. Okay, I'll give you so much of wheat. So instead of hard cash, you are giving something in kind. He said, no, please sit. He said, we want, we want knowledge from you. Don't give what we don't want. Give what we want. So he said, okay, come tomorrow. Ashwapati said, come tomorrow. So they came with Samit Padi. Samit Padi, you know, no? What? Dry twigs. Tad Vigyan, Tasmai Sabidvan Upasannaya Samyak Prashant Chittaya Shaman Vitaya. So they approached, this is a traditional way to approach. Vidivat Angirasam Upasanna Papracha Shaunako Haiva Mahashala Vidivat Angirasam Upasanna Papracha. You have to approach with due respect and due ways. Because teacher is not bound to teach. You can't force him. It's not a university teacher. That you submitted the fees and he is also a paid teacher. So he is bound to teach. Teacher is not bound to teach. He can say, I won't teach. You go somewhere else. So these are these dispassionate people. So they don't want any favor. They don't want any kind of regards or any seva or any kind of money that they are teaching for dakshina. Therefore, you have to approach that. You feel he should teach, because if he does not teach, I will be at loss. Therefore, they approached with Samit Pani, with the dye twigs in their hands. Pariksha lokan karmajitan brahmana nirveda maya adna asti yata gratna asti agrata gratena tad vijnana artham guru meva vigachet Samit Pani shrotriyam brahmanishta. So Samita was there, dye twigs they took, and they started, they offered namaskar, and they surrendered to Ashwapati. The 6 of them. They were Brahmins, and this king was Kshatriya. So he was another giant spiritually, this Ashwapati. He said, see, I am a Kshatriya, you are all Brahmins. So you need not surrender to me. He was not happy that, see, these people don't know anything, foolish. If we were there, we would have thought like that. He was not Abhimani, therefore he had knowledge. Vidya doesn't stay with Abhimani person. Like you can sit with the Abhimani person for a long time. You want to go away from his room. Supposing you go to somebody's room and you smell little Abhiman. You'll say, okay, I'm going, thank you. Similarly, he was a humble person. Vidya tadati vinyam, vinyadyati patratvat, patrata. He said, you did not surrender like this. You are no less. He said, why? Only you are doing tapasya, you are doing sandhya bandhan, you are doing your Ved prachar work. You are in charge of this shakha of the Ved. You have by hearted that part of the Vedas. So I acknowledge you. So it is not proper for you to surrender like this to me. Of course, it is natural for you to have devotion. I acknowledge your devotion. But don't worry about being very formal with me. But he said, but I accept you as my teacher. These 6 said. 6 said, because you are teaching so big thing, if I don't have a bhav of a teacher, Vidya will not come to me. And even if it comes, it won't stay in my heart. See, they were so righteous and religious. These 6 of them. This is like cheating. I am teaching knowledge from you. I am getting knowledge and don't accept you as a teacher. And I am not grateful to you as a teacher. Then knowledge won't accept you. It will not stay with me. To disloyal person, knowledge lives. One who is disloyal, that you get knowledge and you don't run away or you don't acknowledge that you have given me the knowledge. See how each one is not smaller than other in their humility. I am getting knowledge from you. I am to get that knowledge. You must also have done tapasya. You also must have gone to some teacher. You also must have done some kind of sadhana to retain that knowledge. Getting knowledge is one thing, but to retain it, you have to read it, you have to chant it, you have to think about it. So you are also no less. How can I? You are teacher, of course, and I don't see anybody else who can teach this knowledge. So he said, yes, I accept you as my disciple. Who's it? Ashwapati. So Ashwapati accepts them as a disciple. He said, let's come straight to the point. Without going here and there, let's start our teaching. Said, okay. So now the teaching is started. Teaching is started. So they asked about this Ishwar, that we were 5 students were there and we discussed about Ishwar, but we had not any proper knowledge. Then we went to this Uddalak Rishi. He said, I'm also like you. So we all have come to you. So this Ashupati said, okay, I understand your predicament, but tell me what you have understood about Brahman and what you have understood about Ishwar. Because from there I'll start teaching. Is it okay? So these 6 Brahmins, each one was given a chance to speak. He said, first you talk and then I will tell everything. See how developed was the teaching system in India. This parampara, Gurukul parampara, where they used to go to the teacher, live in the ashram and discuss the topic of the Shastras. How beautiful it was, living with some saint, following the disciplines of the ashram, living austere life. It gives very sense of purity while thinking also about that system. So each one says, okay, I'll tell you. And they all described about the Ishwar as they knew it. Or they described about Brahman. When I say Brahman, it means Saguna Brahman. I am repeating this, that in Brahma Sutra Bhashya, Brahma word has been used for Saguna Brahma instead of Ishwar many times. So don't get confused. So one says that heaven is Ishwar, that Brahman is heaven is Vaishwanara. Other says sun is Vaishwanara. Vaishwanara means that Virat, yet Ishwar, Saguna Brahma. So in this particular section, Vaishwanara is the word given for Ishwar, for Saguna Brahma. So others says no, space is Vaishwanara. Other says no, air is Vaishwanara. Fifth says no, water is Vaishwanara. Sixth says earth is Vaishwanara. Each one have said then to meditate on this form of Ishvara. Understood, no? First one said heaven is that. Other says sun is there. Then space is there. Like that they went on. And then they said that let us meditate on that issue. So after this was completed, so this Ashupati says, you all not have understood anything properly. Because partial knowledge is as good as ignorance. As if somebody is saying human being is ears only. Somebody says no, human being is face only. Then it is better you don't know anything. Point is, if you know little, that is more dangerous than not knowing anything. It is just like renovating a house. Better to build a new house than to renovate an old dilapidated house. You don't know, you hardly know anything. He said straight away. You are like a blind man seeing the elephant. 5 blind men, Ramkrishna Paramahansa's story, they went to see elephant. So somebody said elephant is like a pillar because they held the feet. Somebody, no, it's like a rope. He held the tail. Somebody held the stomach. He said it's not a wall, is there? Wall. Somebody said it's like a winnow. No? Winnowing, he held the ear. He said, you are all like blind men. You know only very little. This is a problem when the students come for Vedanta course. So when asked, what is your knowledge? He says, no, I have studied this, Paramahansa Yogananda, Phalana Dimagad. we get nervous because his slate is not clean now. Now two pravachan will start. When I'll start, he will also start and say it. And he is not the one that will say, okay, I will drop everything, I'll listen to it. After that, if any question is there, I will ask. No, it's like going to the doctor. And he suggests, okay, take this medicine. I already know something. He said, but in Google this was there. The doctors get very upset. You go there only. When you are coming, please listen properly. Take the medicine. After that, see what effect is there. Don't mix at that time. You are not mature enough to know what is right medicine. Well, I have read that book. I have gone to that ashram. So such students, sometimes they are not all the time, but sometimes they are quite full. Some are very clean, very easy. Because if surrender means that when you are teaching, I won't contradict anything. If I have question, I'll go with the question too. I may have questions. I'll approach you with my questions. But as long as teaching is going on, I won't say anything. This is a Shraddha aspect. Teaching means you are in operation theatre. So when the operation is going on, don't move at that time. Let the doctor do everything. Don't budge also. And don't think doctor is wrong. Surrender to the doctor. See the pain lessens or not. So surrender means, okay, I allow you in my life to operate. I surrender means on my body, I allow you to operate now. I'm surrendered now. Now you don't ask what anesthesia are you giving. Don't ask questions. What is this needle? Is it okay? Are you sure you will cut properly? Don't ask such questions. Give him a chance. Going to the teacher means I give you a chance. Oh teacher, I give you a chance to operate on my mind. Whatever you will say, I'll do it for 2 years, 3 years. I'll see whether effect is there or not. My pain has listened or not by following you. If it doesn't listen, then I will leave you. But I'll give you a benefit of doubt. That is Shraddha. Because you don't know the complete picture. Little you heard here, little you heard, and you put yourself in between. Okay, so forget for some time. Let us think what is there. So Ashwapati said, see, don't mix your knowledge when I'm talking to you. I'll talk to you now about Ishwar. But you don't come in between because you hardly know anything. Achha, if you don't know and you know that you don't know, it's very good. But what little you know, you think that is very much, then it is a dangerous part. It is pouring a milk on a cup, in a cup which is dirty or which is having some old milk already. Whenever you put a milk or anything, you always clean the whole vessel and then you put it. So he said, don't please mix it. You hear, you have any questions, you can ask later on. And this is now the teaching which is in Chandogya Upanishad. Now you open the book. Only which page? 5.18.2. Kathopanishad. Chandogya I am saying, your ears are not okay. So, 5.18.2. Okay. Although teaching started from which section? 11th section only. It goes up to 24th. But this mantra in between which may have ambiguities being taken by Bhagwan Vedavyas. Okay. Now you see this mantra, second mantra. Tasya hava etasya. You got it? You can put a mark somewhere. If you have a marker, you can put a mark, or if you have any pencil, something, you can put a mark. Tasya hava etasya atmanah vaishvanarasya murdha eva sutejaha. Sutejaha. Chakshur vishwarupah pranah. पृथक वर्तमात्मा संदेहु बहुलः बस्तिरेव रही रही पृथिव्येव पादौ उर एव वेदिः लोमानि बहिः हृदयं गार्यपत्यः मनः अन्वार्य पचन आस्यम आहवनीयः. I will now just give you a very brief point. But where is the sutra? You won't understand sutra unless you understand this, the general introduction of the whole thing. Okay, then what happened to them? What happened to them? Not teaching is starting. It's not a film going on. Teaching is there. Okay. So, he is saying that Vaishvanara Atma is Virat, Vishwarup Ishwar Sagun Brahma. So following limbs are there. Who's saying this? Ashwapati. Ashwapati king is. They already said what they had to say. I'm not quoting them. You can see them. The tuta puta gyanda, the broken knowledge, whatever they had, they already said they were now. He's saying of that Vaishvanara or Virat. Here Vaishvanara means Virat, Vishwarup, Sagun Brahma, all words are. So here either use Vaishvanara or use Virat or use Sagun Brahma or use Vishwarup Ishwara. All are synonymous. So he has following limbs. What limbs are there? Please see. Murdha eva sutejaha. So heaven is the head of that Vaishvanara. Of that Vaishvanara, heaven is the head. That means he is correcting you, because some of them said only heaven is the whole Virat. So he is taking a leaf from their knowledge and correcting them. Like somebody understand you are only forehead. Some defect in eyes is there sometimes. There are certain defects in eyes. You don't see the whole body. I don't know whether you know or not. Some retina defect is there. You see only this part. Or you see only left side of a person. Kya hai bhai? After all, eyes are there. There is a problem in retina. I did not know. This Kanha told that when he had problem in retina is stretched. So it torned. It got torn in between. So when it gets torn, you see black patches everywhere. You don't see the person. You see the person with a patch. Because the image which is formed in the retina is not being formed. It's like some wall is there which is torn. So image is not formed on a certain portion. So similarly, he said your eyes are not okay. You said only heaven is that, but I want to correct you. Murdha ev suteja. This heaven is only the head of that is heaven. Only the head. Okay. Yesterday or day before, I had quoted one mantra of Mundak Mission. Agnir Murdha. Remember that? Agnir Murdha. Chakshushi Chandra Suryau. Disha Shrotre. वाग्व्रताश्च वेदाः वायु प्राणः हृदयं विश्वमस्य पद्भ्यां पृथ्वी येष सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा. I've heard somewhere. The day before yesterday I quoted. Somewhere I quoted. This is 2.1.4 of Mundaka Upanishad. So 2.1.4 Agnir Murdha. You can see that. You can see you will be in love with. When you see somebody daily, you start loving that. So when you see mantras daily, Gita daily, you start loving that. So one way to love somebody is to see him and see with reverence, see with glory. Okay, so check in the Mundak. Check with the Mundak. 2.1.4. Agnir Murdha Chakshushi Chandra Suryau Disha Shrotre Vagvrtascha Vedaha Prano Vayuhu Hridayam Vishwamasya Padbhyam Prithvi Yesha Sarva Bhutantaratma. This is the description of the Akshar expressing as Virat. Okay. So he says, he means Ashwapati. Murdha ev sutejaha. This Murdha, this heaven is his forehead. Head, not forehead. Head. Forehead is only this part. Head is whole. Head is this part is called head. This whole part is called head. Forehead is only this, where you put chandan. That is called Murdha. Then he says, see, next word, Chakshuhu Vishwarupaha. Sun is the eyes. He's correcting because one student said that sun is the whole Vaishwanara. So sun is the eyes. Chakshuhu Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa is name of sun. Then he says, Pranaha Prithak Vartmatma. Means what? This air is the prana. Vartmatma means prana, air. Then he says, Sandeho Bahulaha. So, Sandeha. Space is the body of Vaishwanara. Sandeha doesn't mean doubt here. Sandeha means body. Again, little knowledge of Sanskrit is dangerous. So, Sandeha Bahulaha. So, Bahula means space. So, of this Vaishwanara, this body is the space. Okay. Then he says, Bastireva Raihi. So, Rai means water. So, the whole water principle is the bladder of the Vaishwanara. Bastireva Raihi. Bladder means lower part of the stomach. Don't compare with your bladder, etc. Don't bring that bladder, which your bladder means lower part of the stomach. Don't take very, very literal meaning. The figurative expression. So, Bastireva Raihi. Then Prithvi eva Padau. Prithvi eva Padau. This earth is the feet of that Vaishwanara. Because, feet moves. So, therefore, earth is moving. Earth is moving. Therefore, earth, feet, this is the feet of that Vaishwanara. Then he says, when I hear it means Ashwapati. Ashwapati is saying. Then he says, keep your book open. You can keep on comparing. Then he says, Ur ev vedihi. Ur. Padau is there. Sandhi is there. Echo yava yava. Au has become how. So ur e vedihi. Vedi means chest. His chest is altar of yoga. Altar. Chest is the yoga. Yagya vedihi. Yagya. Because in yagya you say idam namama. When you do yagya, what is the principle of yagya? Idam namama. This is not mind. Minus is there in the mind. So this is a vedihi. Chest is the one. Ur vedihi. Yagya vedihi. So he's from heart only offer everything. You don't say he's offered from the. I'm offering my heart to you. Minus I'm offering. Myself I'm offering. I'm offering me. Me. Use your hand here. I'm talking. I'm offering. I'm giving myself. You don't say I'm giving myself. You don't point towards back. So therefore he says, Ur eva vedihi. Or no point, no? Okay, his chest is there. The next word is, what is the next word? Lomani bahihi. Lomani. Bahihi. Barhi. Barhi means darb grass is there. Grass which is used. You know that, what is it called? That kush grass is there. Prachin barhi word has come, no? So barhi. From the yagya, you have lot of grasses. So lomani, his hairs all around. Hairs which are in the hands. Chest is there. So hairs are there. Hairs, that called lomani. Not the hair on the head. Hair on your chest, hair on the hands. Hair on your stomach, hair on the back. These are like his darb grass which is offered in the Havan, that is called Lomani Barhi. Barhi, don't say Bahi. Barhi. Okay. Next word is Hridayam Garhyapatyah. His heart is like the fire used for performing the ritual. If you remember that Garhyapatyagni is there, in Mundak Upanishad it comes, Garhyapatyagni. So if you have to light the fire, they will never use a matchstick or lighter. Already fire is already there in the house. One fire is already there all the time. So they take, and that fire is brought. From that fire it is there. It is lit. Or Arani is there. Cup. I told about that cup also. 2 cups are there. And in between which churn that and put a cotton. So that lits and then you put it. So Hridayam Garyapatya. So heart is like Garyapatya. Garyapatya means what? Is the name of Agni. Okay. Ritual. Then other is, let me complete and then I see. Manaha Anvaharya Pachanaha. Mind of this Vaishvanara is like another fire called Anvaharya Pachana. Don't say I don't know this word. These words have come in Mundak. Go and see your Mundak Upanishad. Oh, I can't see Mundak. I don't know where the book is. Manaha Anvaharya Pachana. Mind is like this Agni. That means everything is for sacrifice. And Agni stands for, please note, Agni stands for what? Agni stands for courier service. Agni is given the authority by all the devatas that if everything will come through you to me. So any yajna is done, whether it is the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, whether it is Gayatri Havan, whether it is Rudri Havan, whether he did the Havan yesterday, this priest. So it has to through the Agni. So his mind is this Agni. That means the yajna which is done to the Virat is through the mind it should be given. I can give to the God only through your mind. You can worship God in life through some person's mind. By pleasing somebody, you worship the person. So, Manaha Anvaharya Pachanaha. And lastly, he says, what is the last? Asyam Ahavaniyaha. So Asya means his mouth. His mouth is another Agni called Ahvani Agni is there. That is his mouth. Actually, the fire devata is the fire is there. The devata is of speech is the mouth. Is the Agni. Speech, the devata of that is called Agni. So there, Bhagwan's reside. He also Agni has come from Virat, and therefore Bhagwan Krishna drank Agni. If you know in Leela, when Agni, anytime fire came, we used to do like that. Why? Because the effect can merge in the cause. Okay, so this is the Virat he is describing. If you see how many parts, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 parts he has described. 11 parts of the Virat he has described. And after telling that, so he gives the Phal Shruti also, fruit. And fruit is given in the first mantra. Such a upasak who does the upasana on such Virat, when he eats as the whole world eats, when he eats through all mouths. He has many mouths because he has become one with that Virat. So he eats with all mouth. Acha. Because he knows that I am this Vaishvanara. He has done Ahangrahopasana. And therefore, first palam is Sarva Anna Ashanam. It is written, Sa Sarveshu Bhuteshu Lokeshu Sarveshu Atmasu Annamati. See the first mantra, last line. But my time is saying you are over now. Please stop it. So we'll see and continue tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.